Well, welcome back, YouTube. This is a double upload. The first upload you'll see will be in the description below with Red Eyes with Joe Bob's 1 2 3 this is the deck I just I did not take this deck to local. I took my friend to locals, but this is the deck I'm finishing in hopefully the next 2 weeks or so. I'm missing 2 cards. Let's just get into it. You can see before you, it is the new deck, Psy-frames. So, the card that makes the deck, literally, is Triple Driver. What you're all thinking? Level 6, 2500, 0 defense. How can that make the deck? Let's see. There's Triple Gamma in the deck. This card, they all have the clauses. You have to control no monsters. You think yourself, it's bad. But hey, the upside is, this is a Yuki Saga for effect monsters. It summons out this is a tuner. But also, during the end phase, they get banished. We're going to get to the answer to that in a little while. So, and for the next one, we run Triple Delta. This is the Yuki Saga for spells, but then it negates. And for a little trivia, you always have to have drivers somewhere in hand, deck, or grave, and your opponent cannot activate Bottomless or Torrential to the activation to the effects. Onto the structure of the deck, Triple Alpha. This will respond to my opponent's summon. Won't negate the summon. I'll special this and a driver, and I switch my deck for any Psy-frame card in my deck. Onto a card I only have one of. This is why I didn't play at the locals today. I won Triple Beta. So, do you guys know how good Necro's Valkyrie is? This is it, but destroys the monster, and deck thins, because pulling him in your deck, and it can synchro somehow in the deck.
But it's not better than Valkyries.
It gives you more advantage, kills my opponent's monster, ends the battle phase, and gets you a synchro off.
Valkyries can be used every single turn.
So can this.
You only have 3. Valkyries can be recycled.
So can this with 1 card in the deck. And then we on to not the worst one, not the best one, but in this meta, since every deck does not really have traps besides BA, is 1 Epsilon. It's the negate trap.
Do you side the other ones?
I cite 2 other ones in my build. You can also think of this deck as a hand trap version of Rock Stun. If any of you remember that if any of you remember that deck.
Doesn't know Rock Stun.
What?
That's stupid.
Rock Stun?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, this has, when it first came out, it was really good.
Yeah.
This is basically a faster version of it. This is all the Psy-frame monsters I run. This is 3 of every one but Epsilon. If the meta changes, if meta goes towards more traps, I would run 2 or 3 of those.
Which it's not going to be.
It's not going to, because it all relies on spells right now. Since you basically do nothing on your turn, you run 3 card Ds. Everybody should know what this does. Okay, on to a little tech of mine.
It's not really a tech,
really
everybody's running
everybody
it.
runs it, but we run 2 wind-up rabbits.
You should run 3.
I find 3 really cloggy. I find
just a question, how's a card that doesn't really affect your game state and can poke and make XYZs cloggy?
Because I never really run rank 3 XYZs, never really had a point, but I'd rather draw into a card Ds, an Epsilon, for different reasons, a Beta, an Alpha, all that kind of stuff instead. Then a Rabbit, because this won't really get over stuff. This is only really for the mirror match, because in the mirror match you summon this, they chain Alpha, okay? You tack over, and they don't have circuit, you tack over their tuner, and then you just banish this to the end phase so your field's empty, and it comes back, you keep poking. Because the best way to beat this deck in a mirror match is to literally go first and go pass. Because they'll deck out eventually. That's all the monsters I run. It's a high count, but really the whole entire monster lineup is traps, basically, hand traps.
Yep.
I run one of these, Terraforming, because I run Triple Alpha in the deck. Just obvious. I also run Triple Circuit. Okay, let me explain what this thing does. If you special summon a Psy-frame monster, immediately sync with someone using those monsters. And all the Psy-frame tuners are level 1s and 2s, and drivers 6. Also, if the second effect, which I never use unless I have multiple drivers in my hand, but I lose those games, you can during damage calculation, when a Psy-frame monster battles, you can discard a Psy-frame monster and have it gain an attack. It never really comes in handy, it's just there to be there. They might change how this deck works later on, but I don't know. But really it's there because it lets you, all the effects will negate something and you'll immediately go into a synchro. Black Rose, Moonlight, Omega, stuff like that. I'd be running Psychic Path in this deck. I don't have it, my card store didn't have them at the moment, but they likely had this overpriced motherfucker. 3 Psy-frame Psychic Field Zones. For those who don't know what this does, you can target 2 Psychics, 1 in parentheses, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner. Return those cards to the graveyard, and then you can special 1 Psychic equal to those Carmine levels. It has to be a Psychic. So really, it can be a Psy-frame Omega, Thought Ruler Archfiend, Psy-frame Lord Zeta. I find this card really good as a 3-of because it's really easy to use, and it's basically your other 3 circuits, basically, is what it is. Yeah. But I say run 2 Psychic Paths also. Don't run 3, run 1 to 2 because the card's situational also.
It's player preference.
I'd run 2. I'd run 2. I also would cut this down to 2 for one of those. Is Pause Dualities. It's really good in the deck, but it's not good if you're going for a big push. Because you're gonna be using stuff like Psychic Field Zone, stuff like that.
Don't you always push on your opponent's turn though?
Yes, but when you use stuff like Psychic Field Zone, card D, stuff like that. Okay, it's good for card D, but really later in the game this gets worse because you're gonna be specialing him more often. On to the traps. We have a Psy-frame Overload. This card is the best card in the deck. In my opinion, the best trap in the meta besides Alpha right now. Okay, once per turn, you can banish 1 Psy-frame from your hand or side of the field, target 1 card on the field, and banish it face down. Literally, no card besides Necroface can get those cards back. Also, if they somehow MST it, Deviati it, you can, besides turn it into the graveyard, you can banish it, and it becomes Rhoda for the deck. Literally, it's that good. If you have Omega on the field, you can loop it. On to the last 2 cards. This is a little tech I play. It's Psychic Overload. Since I don't really think you're going to have monsters in grave more often, because they're going to be killing your tuners if they're smart, you can recycle 3 and draw 2. It's like, why would you play Draw Everest in Volcanics? Recycle 5, draw 1. Recycles. And then we run 1 Bottomless. Mostly probably guys are thinking is,
why don't you play Warning?
Why don't I play more relevant? Why don't I play more kind of traps? Well, this deck is, if your opponent doesn't play Yu-Gi-Oh, but they play Yu-Gi-Oh, the less they play, the higher chance you have on losing. The more damage they put on you randomly, the higher chance you have on losing. Because you cannot normal summon anything in this deck, or special summon anything in the deck besides their own effects. Besides, you can maybe tribute something for Driver, or you can normal summon Rabbit.
So why don't you play Warning?
Because,
you lose the cards like this, or is it? You literally lose to this card. Can't be shown by card effect.
Okay, I make Omega, I banish them both.
Okay, and then I just make more red ice cards. That's besides the point.
Yeah, I have more answers for those in the deck.
But like, Warning is just like such a good card.
I don't really think so because your opponent will push a lot of damage on you most of the time if they're smart.
Isn't that what your deck's made for? So to be able to counter everything?
It is, but you're not always going to open hand Godly. You cannot always say, oh, I'm going to open hand Triple Gamma, Circuit, and Beta.
Why don't you play Upstart?
This is not a combo deck. It is hard enough to go through 8,000 life points. You play Upstart albums in combo decks, not in control decks. Like you see maybe Satellos play Upstart, but that's because it's a combo deck. It just has control because of stupid alpha. So that's really it. Trevere. That's really it. I play a 40 card deck onto the extra deck. I play 2 Omega. I have 1 right now because I sold the other 2 to my card store for $29 each. And I finished my basically finished this deck, and I finished my Infernoids. He has 3 effects. During either player's main phase, you can banish you banish this card and 1 random card in your opponent's hand face up, and they both return to your next standby phase. During your opponent's standby phase, you can return a banished card from either player's banished zone back to the graveyard, and while it's in the graveyard, you can return this card and one card from either player's graveyard. So if you're playing versus Shaddoll's, you can return a Shaddall Fusion, stuff like that, back to the deck so they can't reuse it. And then back to the extra deck. So you have infinite fusions. But I play 2 because if you get both on the field, you can do a little loop. You banish this, have the other one. Banish this, banish your opponent's card. During your opponent's turn, return that banished card back to their graveyard so that they don't get it back. During your turn, this comes back. So your opponent just nicked 1 card for nothing. So that's why I'd play 2, but 1's good enough. I pulled like 3 of these in 1 Trishula out of like 20 packs from Fred Meyers. For my 8s, I play Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, Thought Ruler Archfiend BA, Spark Dragon versus really anything at the moment. To save my field spell to save itself against Dark Hole Regeki. That's all the 8s I play for now. I find level 7s a lot better this format than level 8s at the moment. So onto the level 7s, I play Triple Zeta. Zeta, this card. Okay, it has a effect. During either player's turn, battle phase, main phase, end phase, anything, you can target 1 face-up attack position special monster on the opponent's side of the field, banish this card and that card. And then next standby phase to come back. And it has a graveyard effect is return a Psy-frame to your hand, put it back in the extra deck. He's really good, but if you make him at the wrong time, he'll stay on field and your opponent will go, hey, kill. Because you can't activate any of the Psy-frames effects, the hand traps, if you have a monster on field. That's why Omega's a lot easier to get off the field. And the other 7s I play Black Rose and Moonlight. Oh, what's my Moonlight? Bitch, you took my Moonlight. You have my Moonlight.
I don't actually have one.
Oh, I have a Moonlight somewhere. But I play Black Rose, Moonlight, Michael, and Yazi as my 7s. I'm not going to show my extra deck. That's player preference, locals preference, stuff like that. But like and subscribe. This is my friend JoesBob1232. We'll be uploading the same kind of videos on his channels, and we're out.